Today's daily crypto update is sponsored by Covesting. Covesting is a peer-to-peer platform that puts together novice cryptocurrency investors with professional crypto traders. Through the Covesting token, beginners can copy the trades made by the professional traders of their choice on the platform. Covesting is also building a crypto intelligence portal that should be, in time, the most complete knowledge base for crypto trading. The company is actually built by former Saxo Bank traders and senior managers. It is rated by ICO rating as stable and low risk. Moreover, their token supply is very low combined with a solid token growth model. If you want to learn more about Covesting, check out their website. The link to that will be in the description of this video. Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. As per usual, I will be going over my normal schedule of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Omigo, Lisk, and Cardano. I listened to your feedback in the previous video, and a lot of you wanted me to add IOTA to these daily crypto updates. And like I always say, your feedback really helps me to improve this channel, so I will be adding IOTA to these daily crypto updates from here on out. You can expect that starting tomorrow's daily crypto update. And one question that I had for you was, what time do you want me to see me post these daily crypto updates, right? Would you want to see them early in the day, later in the day? Please let me know, and I'll definitely take that into consideration to try and make these series even better. Other than that, what's been going on with the market? We can see that Bitcoin is pretty flat today, not really doing all that much. Ethereum, however, is having a great day, broke out above $500 and is now close to $550, up 18% over the past 24 hours. Litecoin, major move today, absolutely amazing, and it's up 60% over the past 24 hours, getting close to $250. Now, of course, it broke out above $200. It really got bought up after that, and we're really getting close to $300 now, which is pretty crazy to think about, where we were just a couple days ago. Otherwise, Monero is actually doing pretty well here, up 12%, moving towards $300. So definitely looking pretty good here for certain altcoins, and overall, it's a somewhat of a mixed day, but cryptos are still doing pretty good, and in the case of Litecoin and Ethereum, we're still seeing them move even higher, right? Let's get now into the technical analysis side of things, starting off with Bitcoin. And we can see that Bitcoin is kind of just stabilizing as of right now, not really making any decision on where it's going to be heading just yet. So we put in a top here, a high of $16,615, which corresponds to our big resistance level up here, right? If we're able to break above that, we should be able to put in a new all-time high. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, we're still kind of range bound up here in this higher range in between that $16,615 mark and the lower area of, let's see, $15,827. So we could definitely see some consolidation in between this range over here. Otherwise, as far as the MACD goes, still looking pretty strong. We are starting to see a little bit of a downtrend on the histogram though, so I'll definitely put that in, and we'll see how that plays out. Are we going to move even lower on the histogram, possibly even flip over? The RSI is a little bit concerning because we hit our downtrend line and we actually rejected that. So we could definitely be moving lower here, potentially break back below 70, and that would definitely be a bearish signal. So for now, it's not looking too bad, right? We're really just stabilizing. Like I said, we'll have to see on which side it'll break, and if it breaks to the downside, at least we have some pretty good support on this uptrend line right over here, right? Which would be at about, $15,000, maybe a little bit lower than that. But there is quite a bit of support. So, it shouldn't fall that much, at least the first time around. And I'm not saying that it's going to fall, because really at this point it could go either way. But it looks like it's just going to have to stabilize until it makes a clear decision on where it's going to be heading. Let's go over and see what's been going on with Ethereum. Like I said, pretty amazing move for Ethereum as well. It was actually acting pretty weak, maybe not weak, but it was definitely struggling a bit for a couple days and not really doing all that much. As you can see, we actually consolidated a bit, which is a good sign after seeing this breakout, because it means that we did put in a bit of a base, right? So hopefully this will hold, and a lot of bullish signals here for Ethereum. We crossed back above the orange line on the MACD, very bullish signal after we dipped below that. So that's putting things back into more bullish territory, uptrending territory. As far as the histogram goes, we do have a little bit of an uptrend in the making on that as well. And RSI moved back above the downtrend line, still not above the 70 line just yet. We could be seeing that in the next couple of days if this breakout continues, which it definitely could. We put in a high today of $547.51. So basically right under $550. That's obviously the next big resistance area that we're going to be looking for a move above. And we basically just today really got our first day above the upper Bollinger Band. So we'll see if we're going to be able to hold that and get, some kind of big breakout like we did over here. But as far as the price action goes, it is looking good. We got obviously our massive breakout candlestick, broke above a lot of resistance over here in this $500 to $480 area, broke above our previous uptrend line, which was acting as resistance. So we're now out of this channel, and hopefully we'll hold on this uptrend line over here, move higher above $550. Obviously that depends on how much strength there is, and if this breakout will continue in the next couple of days. It could obviously slow down and pull back a little bit, but I don't think we're going to be dipping back below $500 anytime soon, right? Not at least in the next 2-3 weeks. I think we're probably going to move at least slowly but surely higher at this point. So Ethereum finally getting some nice traction here. And let's go over and see what's happening to Litecoin. Obviously, Litecoin acting even more, in extreme ways than Ethereum. So yet another massive green candlestick, putting in a high of $275. That's obviously going to be our new all-time high and resistance level. We are trading, severely above the upper Bollinger Band now, completely actually above the upper Bollinger Band. Like I've been saying, that's not usually a very sustainable place to be. So obviously, we were able to get yet another breakout today because people are buying up the prices. What really happened is, as Bitcoin started, kind of slowing down, and people saw, Litecoin doing well as people were putting their money back into the altcoins, and Litecoin really started to break out more and more, and it broke out once again above $200. People really bought that up, right? And that's what created this spike today. So at this point, I think we could see something like we did over here. This candlestick would be our previous candlestick right over here, right, where we started to move above the upper Bollinger Band. And then today's candlestick would be this one right over here. We can see a pretty similar upper wick. So at this point, we could definitely start to see Litecoin pull back a little bit and take a bit of a breather, which would be much healthier than continuing this massive breakout, because it's just not really sustainable in the short term, right? I obviously think that it will get back to these levels in due time, but it does have to take a bit of a breather here. So we'll look first for, coming back maybe towards this $220 area. That would be in line with our short-term uptrend line, and we'll see if we get a bounce off that. I'm not going to make any calls for the time being, but I do think we will need to see a little bit of a breather here for Litecoin. That being said, like I previously mentioned, it is a very good sign that it was able to reach this $275 mark. It's really paving the way to put Litecoin to much higher prices, right? As far as the RSI goes, trading at basically the 90 mark, which is extremely overextended. Yet again, why I'm kind of concerned about this really holding. I think we will see a little bit of a dip here. And, MACD really just took off. Same thing on the histogram, obviously. So we'll look to see if, for one, are we going to be able to get yet another day and scratch by another breakout above 275, or are we going to see our first little pullback here after this massive move? Let's go over and see what's happening with Ripple. So let's take a look at that on Bittrex, and looks like we are actually getting a pretty nice move here on Ripple's side. So we moved above this 25-cent resistance level. That's obviously a very important level that we moved back above, and it's actually looking pretty well right now. So Ripple was definitely struggling for a while. It was very volatile and kept going up and down. We finally got, I think, what we needed to see, and that is, for one, nice bounce off the uptrend line. We have a pretty nice range here going as far as the Bollinger Bands go, so it can definitely move higher from here. We can see that the middle band that's currently sitting at 24 cents is starting to move back up and starting to hopefully uptrend a bit more. So that could definitely signal a move higher, kind of like we had over here. And yeah, even the upper Bollinger Band is starting to move upwards. As far as the MACD goes, very nice move here. We got an overextended hook back above the orange line, which is a very bullish signal. I like this setup a lot, and that is obviously reflected on the histogram. We're now positive. As far as the RSI goes, kind of got a bounce here and moving back towards our 60 mark, which is going to be a resistance level, and we'll see how it acts around that. So hopefully, we can hold above this 25-cent mark and just start move back up higher in this range towards 28 cents, right, in the next couple of days. That's what I'm going to be looking for as far as Ripple is concerned. And let's go over to our next crypto of the daily crypto update, which is going to be NEO, and take a look at what's been going on with NEO. So looks like we're experiencing a bit of a flat candlestick after our basically the bounce that we got yesterday, and currently kind of trading along the middle band. Probably going to see some consolidation here for NEO. That's what I said yesterday. That's kind of confirmed by the fact that we weren't able to break this 37 and 60 cent resistance level. The Bollinger Bands are really flattening out here. Same thing with the middle band. So that's yet another signal of some consolidation. MACD kind of attempted to move back above the orange line, but basically just kind of flattening out here, which once again is a sign of consolidation. You can also see that the histogram is pretty flat as well, and RSI not really doing all that much either, right? So we're probably going to have to see NEO settle down for a bit until it can really start moving back in a clearer direction. So let's go over and check out what's been happening with, let's see, Vertcoin. I've been paying a lot of attention to Vertcoin right now, and I will be considering, buying some in these areas. I like how it's consolidating over here near $8.45. So basically, we have a very flat doji candlestick. Now, doji candlesticks are also known as indecisive candlesticks because they can really mean either, a couple different things, right? Obviously, it could just be that we might see some consolidation here, or, in the case if we saw a big drop, that usually means a reversal. If we see a move higher, that usually means that we'll move lower. At this point, we're basically kind of flat anyways. So I would say that we're probably just going to keep on moving, in a pretty flat manner. As far as the RSI concerned, that's pretty much the same thing. MACD as well, we are uptrending above the orange line though. I mean, we're pretty flat, but at least we're above the orange line, which is good. MACD histogram really flattening out here. So really, it'll take a while until we see, if it'll break to the upside, $9.39 and $7.20. That'll obviously be the main indication on where it's going to go. But as this middle band comes higher, right, it'll help support the price. That's currently sitting at $6.71. So I think that, the price will just start consolidating a bit in this higher range like it did over here. And I personally will be, using that as a buying opportunity. So that's just, my own thing, my personal opinion, not financial advice. But I just thought I'd share, kind of my game plan here for Vertcoin, because I do think that it will be moving higher after this consolidation. Let's go and see what's been going on with Monero. And let's take a look. Looks like Monero is moving even higher here. Now, let's see. Put in a pretty, all the way up to $314.21 today. Moved above our previous uptrend line, which is currently resistance. Wasn't able to hold above that. Like I said, that's going to be pretty hard to actually manage to break above just yet. So that's why it kind of slowed down a bit, which is fine because I was kind of expecting a pullback. Now it's looking more and more likely that we're actually going to continue to see a move at least slowly but surely higher. And that can be seen by, the higher high, higher low that we put in today. Let me go ahead and also put in our short-term uptrend line now that we have in the making. We'll see if this holds. We have a very tight channel here that's forming, so we could see maybe yet another breakout if it has the strength. And other than that, hopefully just continue to move higher towards $300 slowly but surely. We're getting pretty close to that here. And MACD still looking very good, still uptrending, moving higher. Histogram not really doing all that much. As far as the RSI concerned, we moved back above our $75 mark, which has been, a signal in the past of some added strength. So that's obviously good as well. Monero is still, keeping up the strength somehow, and that's obviously a great thing to see. Let's go over to our next crypto, which is going to be Omigo, and I'm going to, of course, give you an update on that, see what's been going on. So let's see, wrong exchange there, sorry about that. And let's take a look. So it looks like we are moving higher here. Got a pretty nice bounce actually, up about 5% today, trading back above the middle band, and we tested our $9.83 resistance level. That's kind of in line with our previous uptrend line, which is of course currently acting as resistance. As of right now, Omigo is actually looking pretty good. I was fearing that we might see some consolidation, but today it kind of showed that it's actually probably going to move higher here. We can see, the beginning of a bit of a rounded bottom over here. Now, of course, it's a bit messy with all these candlesticks, but you can get the general pattern. And otherwise, we can see that the MACD is now hooking back over, just about to cross over the orange line. Of course, you usually want to wait for confirmation for that to happen, because it could bounce off it, but it's looking pretty strong here, so we could definitely see a crossover, which would obviously be a very bullish sign, which could push the prices higher. The RSI looks like it wants to come back into the channel in this uptrending channel, which is also a very good sign. And I'm going to go ahead and put in our short-term uptrend line right over here. So yet again, a bit of a channel here, slash symmetrical triangle where we're going to see hopefully the price, very quickly break out of that and move back above that $9.83 resistance level. Let's go over now to Lisk, and then after that, our final cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is Cardano. IOTA is going to be for tomorrow, and Cardano will obviously be in tomorrow's episode as well, but IOTA will be added tomorrow. And let's see, we got a bounce off the middle band over here, $7.88. That's always good to see. Now, we will probably see a little bit of consolidation here for Lisk as well. This is one that I probably will consider buying if it moves a bit lower, or even if it consolidates, but a couple different indicators. So the MACD is actually looking pretty decent. We can see that it's struggling to come back up just yet, but at least it's trying to. And if we get closer to that orange line, we can definitely see a crossover, which would be pretty big. Now, we tested the orange line once, which is good. That means that the next time we test it, we have a much higher chance of actually managing to cross over. As far as the histogram goes, we still are uptrending on that, and MACD not really doing all that much. So what I'm going to be looking for at this point is, can we get the crossover on the MACD? And just pay attention to, are we going to really start tightening up the price range with these Bollinger Bands? That's kind of like what it looks like it's going to happen, unless we were able to move up in the next day or two. But other than that, we'll probably see the price flatten out. That's already what's happening with the middle band, so there is some indication of that. And finally, final cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update is going to be Cardano, and let's take a look at how Cardano has been acting. So we can see that it's dropping a bit lower today, down about 2.5%. Pretty flat here on the RSI, still downtrending on the MACD and histogram. And as far as the price action goes, we had a little bit of a hammer candlestick yesterday. Didn't really hold too well. We're basically moving lower slowly but surely. Now, like I've been saying, we want to see the one thing that we want to make sure we hold above is this, about 600 Satoshis level. And hopefully we get a bounce off that if we do test that. Now, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you don't want to see that happen, but it is looking likely if we continue to drop lower. I'll be looking for a drop below the 651 Satoshi mark for a move down to that. And otherwise, if we're able to move above 634 Satoshis, that'll probably mean that we're going to go back and test this middle band up here. The problem with that is that it will currently act as resistance, right? So we do have a lot of levels basically holding the price down. We have the middle band, which is not going to help. We have this horizontal, resistance level at near 792 Satoshis, and obviously our downtrend line over here, which is what's creating, the most downwards pressure for the time being. One thing that I should mention is we actually broke out of our more short-term downtrend line, and we're able to move, across that, which is actually a pretty good sign. And sometimes when that happens, what you're supposed to see in theory, of course, is a move higher. So we didn't get that, but at least we did get out of that first downtrend line, which is actually a pretty good sign. So hopefully that means that we'll, just consolidate a bit in this area, hopefully move through the second one slowly but surely in due time. And after that, hopefully we can really start to see the price move back up towards that, $1,000 Satoshi mark. With that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.